The governor of Kano State, Abba Yusuf, popularly known as Abba Gida, under the auspices of New Nigeria People's Party (NNPP), has already begun fulfilling some of his promises in just 100 days in office. Kano electorates had believed that the governor Abba Yusuf is a promising leader who always redeem what he promises. Alhaji Abba Yusuf was declared unopposed and affirmed as the Kano State gubernatorial candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party and his ready-made comrade Aminu Abdusalam Gorzo. The Abba Kabir's struggle to capture Kano government house conspicuously began in 2019 general elections. But the inconclusive maneuver had given a minor edge against Abba Gida. But this time around, in 2023, the Kano electorates stand on their ground to ensure victory of the NNPP and did not give a chance to go for inconclusive again. The Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf had gone around to all the 44 local governments of the state during the electioneering campaigns for the 2023 general elections, seeking for the mandate to govern the state and made promises. Anywhere he goes for a campaign, youth shows their solidarity and support to the vibrant water engineer and chanting a slogan, Kano Say Abba Gida Gida. Based on the engagement with the general public, the Kano people had given a massive support for NNPP, clinching 2 out of 3 senatorial seats, while it has swept the state assembly polls whose wider margin swallowed 26 seats out of 40 seats, leaving APC with 14 seats. House of Representatives, it was nearly a walkover, whose NNPP having 18 seats against 6 for the APC.
Yusuf Abba Kabir of NNPP, having satisfied the requirements of the law, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected.
When Abba Yusuf of NNPP emerged the winner of Kano Gava elections, everywhere in the state is jubilation, celebration, and congratulations. They know that Abba Gida is a man of his own words. Soon, the Independent National Electoral Commission announced Alhaji Abba Yusuf as the executive governor of Kano State and Comrade Aminu Abdusalam Gorzo as his deputy. The governor began preparation for the handing over and appointed Alhaji Abdullahi Bapabichi as the chairman of the transition committee. Alhaji Abdullahi Bapabichi, who is now the secretary to the state government, has diligently delivered with his members and subcommittees that they all spend nights and days to ensure hitch-free transition period. Alhaji Bapabichi and his team had received the handing over documents from the former secretary to the state government, Alhaji Usman Alhaji. On the day of swearing in of Abba Yusuf, Kano remained agog for several hours, an attestation of the belief of Konkosia movement in Kano State. You can see white dress and red cap almost everywhere. Thousands of people trooped to the venue for the swearing-in ceremony to witness what they have dreamed since 2019 general elections.
Our independent power project that was conceptualized and started by the Konkosia administration at Tiga and Chalawa Gorge Dam will be revisited by the grace of God.
As he was sworn in, he moved straight from the Sani Abacha Stadium, where he was inaugurated, and began visitation with the aim to start fulfilling the promises. This is indeed the people's governor, the governor that has Kano people at heart and progress of Kano people. The executive governor of Kano State, Alhaji Abba Yusuf, has made a remarkable appointment of 3 key positions: The former Executive Secretary of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, Alhaji Abdullahi Bichi, as Secretary to the State Government. The former PDP Chairman Kano Chapter, Alhaji Shehu Wadasa Gagi, as the Chief of Staff, and Alhaji Usman Bala Muhammad as the Head of Civil Service. The appointments were based on merit, track records, commitment, and suited. With this formidable team, the ball starts rolling, implementing the campaign's promises for the good people of Kano State. He later also appointed and sworn in new commissioners, including the Deputy Governor, Comrade Aminu Abdul Salam Gorzo, as the Commissioner for Local Government, and had warned them to work hard and serve Kano people with all dedication and commitment. Special advisors were also appointed to ensure every angle of development is being taken care of, just for Kano to be the most prosperous state in Nigeria and facilitate functioning state systems that can stimulate rapid growth across all sectors of the economy.
We will commence the work of ensuring water supply across the state.
The government has promised to improve the water supply and to ensure that it is a quality and hygienic water that runs in the taps across the state. The government has, within 100 days in office, supplied water to nearly 100 quarters that spent years without water supply. This is a remarkable achievement. A lot of people within these areas express their happiness and joys, as well as sharing their past experiences on shortage of water supply in the past.
Mun kai kusan shekara 7 ko sama da 7 gaskiya ba ma samun ruwa sai cikin dare ke zuwa tsir amma kuma daga baya ma ya dauke ba zai cika bokiti ba anyway amma daga baya kuma mukan abin nan so zai kai wata 1 wata 2 wata 3 baka samu ba sai dai a siya amma yanzu alhamdulillah cikin ikon Allah tun da na gwamnati ta hau to kaga mun samu da ta ruwa a yanzu haka gidana ruwa yana zuwa a yanzu haka ya kwana ya yini yana zuba mu kashe makota zo su diba wayanda ma ba su da kuma su ma zo su diba na unguwa.
Mu masu dan abun hawa sai ka sa mai a babur ka je ka ɗebo ruwan nan dan ni nakan ɗauki jarka 3-4 in ɗebo ruwa a ciki amma alhamdulillah za ka tashi da daddare ka tashi da rana ka tashi duk ran da kake so ka ɗebi ruwa wannan muna godiya gaskiya sosai.
This is like magic, though it is not surprising to achieve this within this shortest possible time, because Engineer Abba Yusuf is a water engineer, so also the national leader of the NNPP, Dr. Rabiu Musa Konkoso, and the person appointed as the managing director of the Kano Water Board, Engineer Garba Ahmed Bichi, had 35 years experience in the sector.
Akwai unguwar da cewa ce mana aiki a dama ta yi tudu wai ruwan ba zai haura ba. To amma sakamakon zuwan wannan gwamnati ta yi aikin da ya dace kuma ruwa yana hawan mu suna samu alhamdulillah.
A lot of people will be wondering how these 91 quarters get water supply and it flows profusely within 100 days in office. The quarters, which include Kofar Mata, Kofar Naisa, Indabawa, Dukawa, Alfindiki, among others. The managing director of Kano Water Board has this to say.
I'm proud to say today, the water we are giving people of Kano State is equal to state of bottled water in terms of quality and color. I would like you to try one of the taps around to take a sample of it. You will see what I'm telling you about. And we will ensure that we maintain this standard of quality of the drinking water, because we told our scientific officers no excuse in terms of water quality. Whether morning shift, or afternoon shift, or night shift, will not condone any situation if you give people of Kano turbid water.
The Governor Abba Yusuf has promised to improve health care services in the state. Under 100 days of his administration, he had done something remarkable. For example, he announced free maternal care. This could no doubt reduce the rate of maternal mortality rate in the most populous state in Nigeria, according to Census 2006. In his move to improve healthcare delivery, he had quickly revoked and returned the oldest pediatric hospital popularly known as Hasia Bayero, back to the public ownership. Hasia Bayero Pediatric Hospital was rehabilitated and resumed operation. You can see hundreds of patients line up to seek medical attention. But in the past, when the hospital was allegedly sold, the hospital was shut down, denied the patients access to medical care there. Dr. Abubakar Labaran Yusuf is a Commissioner of Health in Kano State, told us more about the promises that the governor began fulfilling in just 100 days in office.
The free maternity services that His Excellency Alhaji Abba Kabir promised, we have fulfilled that. Just 2 days ago, I distributed drugs and medical consumables was 53 million naira in Kano to various hospitals and other smaller health facilities in Kano for the benefit of our pregnant mothers and those who are going to be delivered through assisted delivery.
The governor, who has masses and downtrodden in his heart, has decided to reach out to those poor and vulnerable at remote areas to take healthcare services to them free. They were deprived of healthcare facility in the past, but now the situation is being gradually changing for the better. A lot of projects were abandoned that were initiated by the former governor of Kano State and national leader of the NNPP, Engineer Dr. Rabiu Musa Konkoso. Abba Kabir Yusuf had promised to revisit these kinds of projects when elected, and he is redeeming these promises. The Commissioner for Works, Engineer Marwan Ahmed, has briefed us on these kind of projects and the level of work at the moment.
One of them is the construction of covered sewage conduit for Jakara and Kwaringogau. That project was initiated during the tenure of Senator Engineer Rabi Musa Konkoso, and it was started initially at that time, but was abandoned due to the change of government. So immediately the governor was inaugurated, he directed that project must commence. And presently, he has settled all outstanding payments on that project, and the contractor is already on site.
Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf has promised the Kano people during electioneering campaigns that soon he gets to the office, the streets will be light again. This has so far, in just 100 days, reduced the criminality in the state as the streets lights continue to smile throughout the night. Education is the backbone of every society. Hence, Abba Kabir Yusuf has during the rallies promised to give quality education to the Kano populace and revive the scholarship program, which was also suspended by the immediate past administration. The scholarship program has been revamped and back to life by Abba Kabir Yusuf administration.
Part of the project that we have executed here, we have slashed the registration fees under our tertiary institutions here in Kano State. So we have sliced the registration fees by 50%, meaning that if you are paying, like for instance, in Udel, students are paying something like 20,000 now, they will pay something like about 10,000 in Kano State Polytechnic. They are paying like 19,000 now, the student will pay something like 9,500 naira. This is a remarkable achievement, and it will ease the economic hardship and tension socially, politically and economically to the good people of Kano State, the students, the parents, and the well-meaning beautiful citizens of Nigeria.
The Kano State government has in another swift action approved the payment of fees for 7,000 students who are Kano State indigenes at Bayero University, Kano. This is coming on the heels of an increase in university fees that could have dropped several students out of school in Kano, especially poor and vulnerable. The government, however, cuts the fees in its own tertiary institutions across the state by 50%. It has also settled the fees for the National Examinations Council, NECO, for 57,000 students indigenous of Kano State. This is an indication that Kano government under Abba Kabir Yusuf is taking care of its indigenous. Comes rain, comes shine. Their plight is its utmost priority. Desertification and global warming are real, and the effects are devastating, especially in the dryland areas. Abba Yusuf had in his blueprint promises to look into environmental problems and addressing them squarely. This is why Kano State government launched tree planting campaign, which was neglected for nearly 8 years. He launched the planting of 1,280,000 seedlings of various species of trees as part of efforts to checkmate climate change in the state.
So His Excellency Engineer Abba Yusuf is a very passionate person when it comes to issue of climate change. That is why he mandated the Ministry of Environment, the Beautification Agency, the NUBDA, for us to look into what we should be able to do so that we have to create more oxygen banks within the city, and we are working very hard to make sure that we are able to achieve those kind of things.
The government has also considered to reintroduce women and youth empowerment and for human development. The governor, Alhaji Abba Yusuf, is passionate about human capital development, and taking care of women and youth is another priority area.
We met a distribution of materials from SEMA that is under this office. So I went and checked what is in the store and the form of distribution, whom are they going to distribute the materials to. So I went and checked, and the materials were distributed.
We have gone round to talk to the people of Kano State on the journey so far of Abba Yusuf as the Executive Governor of Kano State under 100 days in office. We had several testimonies of how the government swung into action to fulfill some of the promises during the electioneering campaigns. Bappa Tukur Isa is a resident in Kano Metropolitan. He told us that all progressives in Kano State are really happy with the return of the oldest pediatric hospital, Hasia Bayero, to the public.
Muna cewa muna godewa Allah tabaraka ta'ala bisa wannan arziki da Allah ya mana, cewa abinda al'umma suke amfana, suke samun sanyi, ake taimaka musu, ya zo ya tafi babu shi. Kuma yanzu Allah da rahamarsa ya kawo wanda suke ganin cewa kyautatawa jama'a shine jin kai, shine rahama, kuma suka zo suka iya bakin kokarin sa dan kankanin lokacin da za a shekara guda ana yin abin da suka yi dan kankanin lokacin nan. Saboda haka farin cikin mu ina da yawan gaske, banda Allah babu wanda ya iya sanin irin abin da iyaye irin mu da kuma wanda suke da wannan noye-noye na yara a kansu, wa irin farin cikin da suke ji, to Allah ne kada ya sani. Saboda haka babu abin da za mu ce sai mu ce alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
According to Bappa Tukur Isa, the revamping of the hospital and activities back on track has increased the level of income of the people around the hospital. On the same vein, Sharu Habib Hassan informed us that the return of the hospital is incredible, unlike saving the Muslim Ummah, and it is indeed a work for the religion.
Akwai wanda zai zo daga Kaduna, ko daga Zaria, ko daga Bauchi, ko daga Gombe. Dan shi ya samu rashin lafiya sai a ce a tafi Asiya Bayero. Kaga ayyau addinin musulunci aiki. Saboda ka wannan babban aiki ne, kuma ko shi kadai ya tsaya a jihar Kano bai komai ba, mu yayi mana.
Another interesting news that broke on the healthcare delivery is the announcement of the free maternal care by His Excellency the Executive Governor of Kano State, Abba Yusuf. Women are elated in the state to get a free medical care for the delivery. Hashim is one of them.
Wannan taimako da iyewo kowa ya ji daɗi, ba imu mata da muke ɗauke da dama juna biyu muke ɗauke da shi.
Bilkisu Mu'azu is calling for the women to utilize the opportunity and go to hospital for free maternal care.
Ina kira ga 'yan uwana mata wanda suke haihuwa, gashi yanzu da kana tunanin in ka je asibiti sai ka biya kuɗin haihuwa da kayan da za a duba ka ai maka komai da komai na in ka tashi haihuwa. Yanzu kuma Allah ya kawo shi kyauta. Ya kamata duk matar da ta san tana da ciki yanzu ta dinga ziyarta asibiti, tana zuwa awo har ga ranar haihuwarta ta zo, tunda komai kyauta ne.
Moreover, as the Kano State government under the leadership of Abba Yusuf considers education as one of its cardinal objectives, the return of the pouring scholarship for students has excited many people, including Suleiman Ahmed.
Gashi yanzu an fara preparation din tafiyan ɗalibai zuwa ƙasashen waje domin karo karatu. To alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Duk wanda ka ji shi yana magana a kafan watsa labarai ko kuma a waje jama'a ana hira, zaka ji ana san barka da dawowan wannan tagomashin. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin, muna godiya ga Allah wannan tagomashin.
Wasila Saadu, who is a student, hailed the government for the scholarship. She said they are extremely happy.
Mu ɗalibai mata muna samun wani naƙasu, wasu daga wurin iyayensu ne ba sa so, wasu kuma zaka gani suna son ci gaba da karatun amma ba sa son samun wannan damar. Da haka muna farin ciki sosai, kuma Allah ya tabbatar musu da nufinsu na ɗorawa da wannan abu da suka yi.
For Haliru Mu'azu Sharada, the street lights that were now shining like stars reduced criminal activities in the state.
Ta'addanci yanzu a Kano ya zama tarihi. Ya zama tarihi domin dama da wannan doki a duhun ne suke fakewa su zo su tewa mutane ta'addanci, sai su fake su ɓuya tunda duhu ne ba ganin su za a yi ba. Amma da wutar lantarki nan ga ta nan rangadadau, ko allura ce ta faɗi yanzu a Kano ka tsibuna sai ka dauki abaka.
Similarly, Awal Abdurrahman, who also commented on the resumption of cease lightning in Kano, betrays that criminals don't like lights. They disguise in the dark to unleash terror.
In babur kake da shi ko ba fitila, za ka tafi ana samun sauƙi na hatsari da kuma maganin mutanen da suke ba na kirki ba, saboda duk mutumin kirki mara kirki baya son haske, ya fi son duhu. Zuwansa dole wannan abin ya daɗa haskaka mana zuciyarmu, mun ji daɗi sosai. Muna kuma daɗe mai addu'a Allah ya daɗa taimaka mai a dukkan ayyukan da ya zo da suna alheri.
Moreover, Alhaji Abba Yusuf is concerned about transforming the civil service and encourage the civil servants to be creative, hardworking, and vibrant. This is why he promised to pay salary and pension at a very good time and to ensure their entitlements are being paid as when due. Alhaji Usman Bala Muhammad is the head of civil service in Kano State, shed more light on this.
Part of his inaugural speech, he directed that the civil service must be revamped. And in order to motivate civil servants, from the onset, he started with a very good policy of ensuring timely payment of salaries and pension to even retired civil servants. And the policy commenced from the month of June that civil servants henceforth should be paid their salaries alongside the pensioners on or before 25th of every month. And the policy has been on. Since that time, it has been observed.
Pensioners were not left out for appreciating the government for its intent to clear the backlog of gratuities and steady payment of pensions.
Alhamdulillahi, muna wa Abba addu'a da shi da Alhaji Habu Fage. Allah ya saka musu da alkhairi, muna musu godiya domin sun dawo da 'yan fansho lumfashinsu sosai. Kuma Allah ya saka da yanzu abin da muke addu'a, Allah ya nufe su da biyan galatuti.
All these development under 100 days in office is an attestation to the fact that the Kano governor, Alhaji Abba Yusuf, has Kano people at heart. He has been receiving very important dignitaries in the state for the betterment of its people. These include, but not limited to, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Alhaji Kashim Shatima, the British High Commissioner, Mr. Richard Montgomery, and his counterpart of France, the French Ambassador, Emmanuel Blattman, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ebetokun, and the Special Advisor to Saudi Arabian King, Sheikh Al-Dosari Abdullah Saad, among others. He also had traveled to visit very important dignitaries in order to bring more development to Kano State. For example, meeting with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the presidential villa with other governors. Meeting with National Security Advisor Malam Nuhu Ribadu. Visit to the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, among others. Moreover, he had met with state and National Assembly members from Kano State to harmonize and foster for development of Kano State. Back in Kano State, Alhaji Abba Yusuf did something spectacular and historic by appointing the first female chief judge, Justice DJ Audu Aboki, based on her experience and track records. The governor always tries to do the right thing, not favoritism or breaking the rules of engagement. When he was sworn in as a governor, there was a lot of insinuation that he will sack the local government chairmen who are largely from the opposition APC, but he allows them to complete their tenure. He was at the forefront, or to say the first governor in Nigeria that had filled the asset declaration form of the Code of Conduct Bureau and instructed all his cabinet members to do the same. This is a clear commitment in respecting the rules and regulations. In response to the sufferings of Kano people due to the subsidy removal, the Kano State government has distributed palliatives worth over 1.6 billion. No doubt that the Kano State government, under the leadership of Abba Yusuf, popularly known as Abba Gida, has done quite a lot in just 100 days in office. Apart from all the good works he has done, he's gearing to do more on various aspects, which include but not limited to settlements of gratuities, reactivation of water treatment plant, the massive wedding of widows and divorcees, among others. Pundits believe that for Abba Yusuf, the executive governor of Kano State, so far, so pretty good.